welcome to Evening News. I'm Aminat Chiama. Looking into tonight's highlights, Parliament votes in favour of removing Chief Justice Ahmed Faiz Hussain and Justice Muntazim Adnan from the Supreme Court Judges' Bench. Maldives Police Service urges protesters to adhere to the Freedom of Peaceful Assembly Act during protests. And some MPs received death threats following the vote taken at Parliament today on removing 2 judges from the Supreme Court Judges' Bench. Parliament votes in favour of removing Chief Justice Ahmed Faiz Hussain and Justice Muntazim Adnan from the Supreme Court Judges' Bench. During the vote taken at today's Parliament sitting, 53 MPs voted in favour while 21 voted against removing the 2 judges and 1 MP abstained. The ruling party PPM had issued a 3-line whip for its MPs to vote in favour of the motion, while JP allowed its members to vote as they saw fit. Opposition MDP issued a 3-line whip to oppose the removal, despite which a number of its MPs were absent. The vote was taken at a time when a case has been filed with the Civil Court as well as High Court requesting to annul the amendment brought to the Judicature Act, which led JSC to propose removing the 2 judges last Thursday. Several MPs who debated on the issue today said that the two judges are being removed against the Constitution. Some MDP supporters also gathered near the Parliament building and raised their voice against the issue. While MDP MPs also took part in the vote, the party had warned that if MDP MPs voted in favour of removing the judges, they will be removed from the party. Meanwhile, a special Parliament session is to be held on Sunday night to elect a new Chief Justice to replace former Chief Justice Faiz Hussain. Maldives Police Service urges protesters to adhere to the Freedom of Peaceful Assembly Act during protests. Police say that they would cooperate with and provide protection to those who follow the law but will not give room for anyone to create disorder in Malé City against the law. They say that protests carried out in prohibited areas will be stopped without any warning and that legal action will be taken against those who disobey police officers and violate the law. Yesterday, the Prosecutor General's office also had issued a warning stating that legal action will be taken within 48 hours against those who violate the law while protesting. Some MPs received death threats following the vote taken at Parliament today on removing 2 judges from the Supreme Court Judges' Bench. MDP MPs said that these messages were sent to them. Earlier also, some MPs received death threats from private numbers. Meanwhile, police said that even though they have received information about those text messages, no case has been filed with them, but they are looking into it. When Parliament was taking the vote on removing Chief Justice Ahmed Faiz Hussain and Justice Muntazim Adnan from the Supreme Court Judges' Bench, some MDP supporters had gathered in the area to voice discontent over the issue. We'll take a short break now and return in a few minutes.
ಉರಿದು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅದಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಹಿದುಮೆತ್ತವಗೆ ತೆರೆಂಗ್ ತಾರಫ್ ಕುರಣಿ ಮುಳಿಂಗ ಪೆಕೇಜ್ ತಕೆ ಉರಿದು ಮಿನಿ ಡೇಟಾ ಪೆಕ್ಸ್ ದಿಹರುಫಿಯ ಹೇದ ಕುರವ್ವಾಗೆಂ ಗಡೀರಕ 30 MB ವಿಹಿರುಫಿಯ ಹೇದ ಕುರವ್ವಾಗೆಂ ದುವಾಲಕ ಸತೇಕ್ MB ಅದಿ 30 ರೂಫಿಯ ಹೇದ ಕುರವ್ವಾಗೆಂ ಹಫ್ತಾಯಕ ಸತೇಕ 50 MB ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಕುರವ್ವುಮ *929# ಡಯಲ್ ಕುರವ್ವ ಬೇನುಂ ತಾಕು ಬೇನುಂ ಇರಕು ಬೇನುಂ ವರಕ ನೆಟ ವದೆದಾಂ
Police began investigating the case where MP Abdullah Riaz was attacked with crude oil. Deputy leader of Jamhuri Party and former Commissioner of Police Abdullah Riaz was reportedly attacked while he was getting into his car before today's Parliament sitting. While the case has been filed with the police, MP Riaz has requested the police to provide security to MPs. In addition to MPs, Riaz, MDP's North Mafano MP Imtiaz Fahmi had said at today's Parliament sitting that he was also attacked with crude oil. Police say that despite the attack against MP Imtiaz Fahmi not being filed with them, they are investigating the case. During today's sitting, some MPs expressed concern over the issue of not providing security to them. However, Speaker Abdullah Basir said that security will be provided to MPs upon request. The new school being built in Hulmale is to be named Rehendi School. The school is named after Queen Khadija Siri Rada Sirirada Abarana Maharehendi, who was the Sultana of the Maldives from 1347 to 1380, complete in 3 reigns. According to Education Ministry, this is the first school to be named after a woman who has served the nation. The ministry says that while students have now been enrolled for the upcoming academic year, the school has 44 classrooms, labs, a staff room, a library, an administrative office and a hall. The school is being built by Amin Construction and the project is supervised by Hulmale Development Corporation. A man has died last night after falling from a building on Chandani Magu in Machangole. The man who died in the incident that occurred at around 9:20 p.m. last night is reported to be a 25-year-old Maldivian national. According to police, the man was already dead when he was taken to the hospital a few minutes after the incident had taken place. The Serious and Organized Crime Department of Police is now investigating the cause of the incident. With that, we conclude tonight's evening news. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.